What's up, gang? Welcome back to DizDad TV. On today's episode, we have another reaction video, and we're checking out the Disney Plus and Star Wars series Andor. This is episode 12, the season finale. If you want to check my reactions for other Star Wars and Marvel shows, theme park, and Imagineering content, you can find it all on the homepage of the channel. Links in the description below as well. Appreciate you checking that out, liking, subscribing, hanging out with me. Had to represent Star Wars at least once this season with a t-shirt. You can see the Grogu ears popping out, so I can imagine you'll probably see this shirt next spring when Mando comes out as well, but super excited about today's season finale. Sad at the same time just because I'm going to miss this show, miss these 12 episodes. I can't believe we're done through this first 12 episodes this first season. I think season 2 is not coming out till 2024 from what I've heard, so we're at least a year and a half plus, maybe even longer if they use kind of a similar release schedule. So almost close to 2 years potentially, unless they fast track it, which I hope they don't do. I want to make sure it's done right, but I'm going to miss this series. We've got Mando coming out next year, Ahsoka, I think Acolyte maybe the end of next year, early 2024. So I think plenty of good series in between then and now, but again, I'm just going to miss this show. It has been so well done, just everything about it, top to bottom, just great Star Wars, great television. I won't say it's been fun because it's been depressing and dark and moody and plenty of down moments throughout this season. But again, a lot of fun moments though as well. Looking at the Aldani episode and the mission, the heist, the prison break was great. Even episode 3, the escape from Ferrix, Luthen's ship and that whole interlude there in the last episode. But so many great moments, and it seems like everything is shaping up for what should be a great season finale. It seems like all the parts are there. We found out about Maarva's death in the last episode. We know Andor is going back seemingly for her funeral. All of our main characters potentially going to be there as well on both sides of the equation. Some looking to catch him, some looking to kill him. Definitely going to be a wild time, and I'll be really curious, is this going to be kind of like an Aldani-like episode where we start losing characters? We know, obviously, Andor makes it to Rogue One, Mon Mothma makes it to Rogue One as well, but everybody else is kind of new. I mean, Saw as well makes it to Rogue One, but everybody else in this show we've met, we don't see them down the line, so I think they're all fair games. I'll be really curious. I have to imagine we'll lose some characters. How many? I don't know. But again, it's sure to be a wild time, and I am definitely looking forward to it. So all that being said, let's go ahead and check out episode 12. Is that a band in the background? I feel like they've changed this up multiple times. The same logo entry, but the music in the background's been different. Oh, wow. Is this Ferrix at night? It's a pretty incredible shot there. It reminds me, was it Exegol from episode 9? It's got kind of that same vibe with all the lights, obviously, but the lightning and the clouds in the background. All right, so she came. I was curious if she would show up. Everybody else knew would be there, but I was wondering if she would make it, but it makes sense. She's very hands-on with what's happening. Yeah, they did a number on her, didn't they? I'm curious if she's going to get out of here.
I want to get changed, take a walk around the town.
I'll pull an escort.
She's all business, isn't she? Is that Andor in the hologram there? Curious, too, what he's up to. That's the shop. Was it his dad that they were working in, where the tower was, the communication tower?
I spoke to Cassian. What? He called the shop.
Don't say that too loud, guy. Let's not broadcast that. Oh, this guy. He was in one of the first couple episodes. I remember Andor owed him money. Was it the first episode? And there's this guy just kind of casually walking around. Did we think... I don't think we determined, but I gotta assume he's... Oh, okay. So he definitely is ISB. I see him there with Supervisor Mira. And Cinta's giving chase, isn't she? She's hardcore, man.
A brasso place of stone just breaks your heart, right?
He's prying for info, isn't he?
Want another? Maybe just one.
Oh, he's getting him drunk.
What's going on? Bank on that. I won't be so sure.
Loose lips, man.
You know something I don't? Do me a favor, keep it that way.
Somehow I don't believe that. I think he played that off pretty well, didn't he? Oh, it's his dad. He's making a bomb, isn't he? He is totally making a bomb. Oh great, here comes the husband, Joy.
I thought you left without me.
Cross my mind.
I think it would cross all of our minds.
You can't live without a casino? Fine. You go to Canto Bight.
Let's not go to Canto Blight.
Promised.
I've kept my promise.
Keep your voice down.
You can't hear me.
I wonder... She knows that guy's a plant. She's pulling this off, isn't she? Because she knows she's being watched, she's being tracked, and she's putting it on her husband. 400,000 credits sounds like a lot of gambling debt, but is she probably trying to put that out there instead of her moving money around, that it's her husband, so that whoever is watching and tracking her hears this and thinks that missing money is from her husband? I gotta believe that's what she's up to. She's got no love lost for her husband, so it wouldn't shock me.
His boss showed up tonight. Good to see you too.
Yeah, Cinta is all business. Remember that conversation they had in the cafe several episodes ago? Putting all personal relationships. It was a sad scene. Her talking about putting all personal relationships aside. Vel obviously still struggling with that.
I know.
Everything depends on it.
I said I know.
Yeah, she's so laser focused and she just wants to be with her.
Now they look down, now they look past the rust. Not us though, eh?
Oh, is that Clem's brick? It's gotta be. Again, that's just so powerful. That's part of what Ferrix does. The people become part of the village, the town, the city, whatever.
Chaz? Hegler? Down now!
Yeah, you're making a bit of a ruckus there, guys.
I loved your mom, I really did. I know. It's good to see you.
So many people loved Maarva.
Where's Biggs?
Yeah, I don't think you want to know.
Remember this. Freedom is a pure idea. It occurs spontaneously.
Is that Nemec?
Remember that the frontier of the rebellion is
Got rebellion on tape there.
Tyranny requires constant effort. It breaks. It leaks. Authority is brittle.
Try.
Wow. Even in death. And that was so much better than a book. Hearing that verbally and out loud. And you just see him thinking about it. It's sinking in.
Containment, yes. Snipers, no. I want him taken alive.
She needs him for questioning. Alright, so all we're missing is Cyril, right? Everybody's there.
Mon Mothma is of great interest here, having her husband dig a hole for himself.
Yep, it's getting back. You knew it would. That was smart on her part. Throwing her husband under the bus. But it helps kind of distract from the money problems she's got right now.
How many attacked?
They're still counting the bodies.
It's over.
Oh, man. That just sucks.
Today was about wiping the taste of Aldani from the Emperor's mouth.
Yeah, she wanted prisoners, but they just wanted to send a message, and to give up that entire group, was it 30 plus men plus Krieger? That's just brutal. Oh, that ship is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Sir?
The big man. We've been played.
I did a little switcheroo on you. Oh, look at that hug. These guys are practically brothers, aren't they? And I love that Brazo's back in this. I haven't seen this actor before. He actually popped up was I Used to Be Famous, a movie on Netflix I watched just recently. He had kind of a bit part in that, but I've enjoyed him in this series.
Tell him none of this is his fault. It was already burning. He's just the first spark of the fire. Tell him he knows everything he needs to know and feels everything he needs to feel. And when the day comes that those two pull together, he will be an unstoppable force for good.
Whew.
I love him more than anything he could ever do wrong.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, that's just heartbreaking.
We can't just leave her there.
Oh, he's gonna break her out. Good deal. It's our dynamic duo. What was the point of the hat switch? Somebody explain that to me. Not a word spoken, just gonna switch hats. Ah, this guy. He's up to something, isn't he? Sounds like things are starting early. Everybody's like, what's going on? We're at least a couple hours early, aren't we? It's one heck of a flute there. Space flute. Is she gonna get a funeral march? And here comes this kid with his bomb. Some tough looking dudes here. Ah. Creates a big diversion. They're getting the entire force out of the hotel. Makes it that much easier for him to get in there and get Bix, doesn't it? Yeah. He's like, uh-oh. Look who else is here.
You found him. I want twice as much and a ride out of here when it's over.
Ah, this guy.
Pretend you're...
Total sleaze. This is so cool, this whole procession here. It reminds me, thinking back to The Godfather and the Sicilian funeral procession with the band playing and the people walking behind.
Which building?
And that's a lot more than 40 people they were allowed, isn't it? That is a lot more than 40 people. Oh, it's Maarva's brick. Oh, B. You feel and hear that slight little breeze?
So, she's here.
It's your lady friend, man. He's like, man, it's my lady. Oh, wow. What's about to happen? They're all marching. The music got quicker. Oh, look at that shot. That's absolutely incredible. This is like all of Ferrix, isn't it? Whew. Things are a little tense right now, aren't they? Oh wow. It's Maarva.
I was 6, I think. First time I touched a funerary stone.
This is gonna be a moment, isn't it? You can just feel it.
I want Ferrix to continue.
This is a call to action, isn't it?
We kept the trade lanes open and they left us alone. We took their money.
This is so good. This is so good.
But we were sleeping. I've been sleeping. I've been turning away from a truth I wanted not to face.
This is why I fell in love with Maarva. This is so powerful.
It's here and it's not visiting anymore.
It's so interesting seeing all the different parties hearing this. Luthen especially. Empire, the townspeople, Cyril. They're all hearing this and watching their reactions. They're just transfixed on this. They know what she's saying is right.
It's easy for the dead to tell you to fight.
Oh, this guy with his bomb.
And they're fighting. These bastards.
It's about to go down, isn't it? No! That's right. You don't touch B, man. Ooh! With the brick. This is about to get bad. They're gonna start shooting, aren't they? He's the first one to go, right in the gut. Don't mess with the bell tower guy. Do not mess with him.
I dreamt you came back.
Oh, she can recognize him. Thank goodness.
Come on. Don't get angry.
Oh, she told. Which I don't blame her. But she absolutely told. Is he gonna toss his bomb? Throw it hard, dude. Throw it hard. Ooh. Oh no. Oh god. Wow. You wanted fireworks. There's your fireworks. Good grief. Did all of our main characters make it out of that? Oh, you better run, kid. Run. Oh, this guy. You knew they were going to start shooting. Ooh. Oh, nice. Oh, with the headbutt. When did the stormtroopers become good shots? When did this happen? Or were they good shots before and they just got worse over time? Don't linger on him.
You.
Yes, her. Ooh. Oh, nicely done. Yeah, get B out of there. Get him out of there. Oh, nice shot. And can't say I'm sad this guy paid the price. Oh! Look at that cannon. Whoa! It shot her hat off? This is just a melee, isn't it? And he's just going to town. And they're just gonna walk out in all the confusion. Very casual, like. Yes! Oh, that's amazing. Oh, man. Is she gonna make it out of this? Oh, is that Cyril?
You were in trouble.
And I love you.
Cyril.
I knew that.
She's probably never felt fear like this, has she? Is she gonna kiss him?
You don't have to.
Oh, what a weird relationship this is. Oh, what is he thinking right now? He didn't think he was coming into this, did he?
Come on, guys. The fuel gauge says 0. I've got nothing.
Oh, are they getting out of there? Doesn't seem like it flies too well.
You go now or I'll forget it.
Oh, good, B's there too. It's gotta be Andor, right? Yeah. They're getting the whole gang out. It's like his new little team, isn't it?
If you ever make it out of here.
You're not coming?
Is he not going?
Not to baby.
I never got to see you.
Ah, this droid. Just gets me.
Cause him find us.
I hope so in season 2. They seem like they could all be part of the rebellion now, don't they? This is his family. Now, what are they all decked out for? Oh no. Are they going through with this? Oh, and the look she just gave her mom. Is this actually happening? He needed a drink. I think we all need a drink after this episode. Just like that shot from episode 3 when he and Andor went across on the speeder bike. He's on there, isn't he? Yep.
You came here to kill me, didn't you?
It don't make it easy.
He does not.
Kill me. Or take me in.
He's all in now. I don't think he wants to be killed, but he wants Luton to trust him and take him in. Oh, their expression said it all. Oh, man. Gosh. That was so freaking good. I think from what I've heard, there's a post-credit scene. So before we start reviewing this, somebody had mentioned to me there was a post-credit. It's a quick one, so let's find that. Oh, this is what they made in the prison. Oh, this has got to be the Death Star, isn't it? It's totally got to be the Death Star. It is. That's the shield coming out. Oh, look at that shot. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would have been so mad if we had not found out what those things were. I was asking for episodes. What are they making? They got to tell us. And if they hadn't told us, we'd be waiting for, another year and a half to find out. It would have driven me crazy. And no major impact on the story, but I'm glad to know. Although it's kind of ironic that Andor was working on that, and that, of course, that eventually is what's leads to he's stealing the plans for that, later on, Rogue One, and leads to his death. So a bit of irony there, but great episode. It's cold outside, so I have chills, but I had chills from this episode. It was just so good. A fitting finale for this season. Great overall season. This episode, 10, 6, 3, probably the highlights of the season, these 12 episodes, but they've all 12 been good. But this is definitely fitting. I could not have asked for more from this episode, and the various moments and speeches and performances and the camera work, it all came to play here. We saw it all here, and it was so well done. I could probably talk about each piece of it and be here for an hour, but I won't do that. But I'll just kind of highlight a few things that stood out to me. One thing that's interesting, not just this episode, but Star Wars in general, and you think about kind of the impact that characters have had on the rebellion, especially in death. It's just kind of, I don't want to say wild, but martyrs is kind of a big deal. But you think about it, and not only martyrs throughout Star Wars, but you think about the Force ghosts like Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, obviously in the original trilogy, Yoda to an extent, even Luke in the sequels, which I bring up the sequel trilogy there, but those characters and even in the Beyonds, the impact that they can have on the characters in the rebellion. And then we see it in this episode especially, Nemik and Maarva, and great performances on them, even in death. Nemik, obviously we knew he'd given that manifesto to Vel several episodes ago to give to Andor. We knew Andor had it, which I assume that was in his case there on Niamas before he got captured and taken to Narkina 5, but wasn't expecting to get that on tape, rebellion on tape, but that played out perfectly. And to have that audio in the background and have obviously Nemik voicing that, the actor doing that, and it came out perfectly, the whole setting. And it wasn't just Andor. We're moving around to various characters, but obviously we settle on Andor there, and that's the ship he calls his home away from home. And the rain in the background, and he doesn't have to say anything. We just hear him listening to Nemec's words, and it just builds up the scene perfectly. Again, the music, it was just so well done, and it was fitting to have it in this episode the way things shook out. It made total sense. And again, the way they planned out the season, kudos, Tony Gilroy and team, just perfect. Maarva, again, I've mentioned for several episodes, I just fall in love with that character. She hadn't been in a ton, but I love the impact she'd had, on Andor and just kind of her various scenes. I was upset last episode to find they killed her off. It made total sense, again, story-wise, why they did it, to get these characters, especially Andor, back to Ferrix and everybody else, obviously, in one place for a season finale. And I'm amazed and glad that it wasn't just that. And to see, again, her in this episode, even in death, the impact she has. And even Andor, he's hearing this, even though I think he's there for the rebellion, but he has that moment with her where he's in the tower and he's hearing her words. I got the sense there was like, you see his hair kind of blow, that's like a breeze. I just kind of felt like he felt her presence there. But in that scene there, Rix Road in the town square, and you see her hologram playing up, and again, harkening back, I love the callbacks again with this show. You think about, R2 and Leia there in episode 4, BB-8 and to an extent, but this obviously much more of an impact with this speech and this hologram, but it was just fantastic. And again, that whole setting there on Rix Road, just the build up for that. I mentioned when we were watching, if any Godfather fans, and this is probably a traditional Sicilian thing. I don't know if you know, comment down below, but the band playing and the funeral procession and even the music from that, it slow and kind of somber, and then kind of built up as the bands merged and the people walking behind, and all came to a head there in that town square. And obviously Maarva's speech, and we see it playing around, the square, and everybody hearing it. Andor, Luthen, even Andor's friends, Brazo, what have you, the Empire, ISB, they all hear this, and even Cyril, we see him hearing it too. And you watch them all; they're all trying to process, because they know what she's saying is true. And it was just amazing to watch that play out. It's just the stillness. Nothing else happening. It's dead quiet, and you see that hologram of her and her talking, and just even her voice. It started rising as she started, again, to build up the call to arms, call to action. So good. And then of course we had the battle there on Rix Road. You knew some folks were going to die. The stormtroopers were shooting pretty good, which that was kind of new one for me. I was kind of surprised we didn't lose more characters. I know we lost a couple there. We lost the ISB officer that had taken out Maarva's, Andor's buddy there from the communications room, which his death was a little tough to watch, there him laying on the street. But I was kind of shocked we didn't lose anybody else in this episode. I guess we're going to see them all now in episode, or season 2, I should say. So I'm kind of glad for that, to kind of stick with these characters a little bit longer. We almost lost Supervisor Mira. She got saved there, obviously. But it's nice we're going to have these folks for at least one more episode till we get to season 2. But they all still have a lot to work through. And, Andor, I feel like, is the most steady, which is weird because, we get to see him and Luthen there at the very end. And he's in. He wants to be part of this. He is all in with this. But, Vel and Cinta, they have their problems, their relationship, dealing with relationship and the rebellion and what the priority. Luthen was really interesting, and I'm trying to understand. Obviously, we know where he's at the end, there with Andor, and you see the smile on his face. He's excited to have this guy now working with him. But when he was watching over later, in the latter part of the episode, the battle was already underway. He kind of slinked away a little bit in that stairwell, and he's watching things transfix, and he'd obviously heard Maarva's speech, and you kind of hear him processing as well, which I think obviously kind of led to his understanding, hey, I can use this guy. I don't have to kill him. But you see him watching over the rebellion, or the spark of the rebellion, I'll call it. He's been working in the background. They've got, Saw's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Krieger, well, until today, was doing his thing. And it was always kind of, it was back here. It was not, in the Empire ISB's face, but now there's a face to the rebellion. I gotta believe this is probably the first uprising of this sort that's kind of taken place. It seemed like they've probably done a good job of stamping this kind of thing out, but he's watching this unfold, and I just kind of wonder, what he's thinking right there. He's like, okay, we've been doing this on our team, our ragtag group, and now we see this playing out. Obviously, life and death, there's consequences to what happens, but I wonder if that gives him kind of a sense of hope. Hey, it's not just us. We've got other people feel this way. They just kind of need a push. And be curious if that factors in. We know how the story ends, obviously, from the films, but I'll be curious what that does for him in season 2 and how they approach things from the rebellion perspective. If it changes the types of missions or the types of activities that they take part in for season 2. So I'll be looking for that. But she was only in it briefly. Mon Mothma, I'm kind of shocked. I didn't think she was going to go for it. And maybe she's still not, this is not her idea. We know the daughter was going through that whole betrothal ceremony, study group type thing that was kind of weird. And even that look she gave her mom in this episode, we didn't get an indication, and I can't believe they're going to go through with this. Maybe that's obviously season 2. We'll find out. I still think this whole money thing, I got to believe she's going to stop this. And that is going to lead to her somehow leaving Coruscant and on the front lines of the rebellion. I know she tried to play off her husband, and that seemingly worked to distract, with the whole gambling thing, but that's got to play out in season 2 as well. But such a good episode. I running out of good things to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. And this season, again, I'm probably going to go back and watch this again here at some point in the future. Give it a little time to marinate, but definitely want to kind of come back and watch and enjoy this, see if there's anything I missed, throughout the season. Any kind of Easter eggs here and there, but I know there's so many great speeches and dialogue that maybe there's something I would like to kind of go back and check out. But, as far as, what's next for the channel, obviously hoping for season 2 sooner than later. So 2024, we'll be counting down the days for season 2 of Andor. Looking forward to whatever they have in store for us. I hope they don't rush it. I want it here today, but I hope they take their time and give us more of this, for season 2. But as far as more Star Wars, I'll be watching Mandalorian next spring. I think February, March is kind of the timetable for that. So we'll be looking for that in the spring. Ahsoka, I think, is next summer, fallish. And I don't know about Acolyte. I think that's down the line, but definitely both of those series we'll be checking out. Marvel series. I actually was watching She-Hulk here on the channel until Andor came out and stopped around episode 3. So we're probably going to pick that up here in the channel if you want to watch along with She-Hulk, if you're into Marvel as well. I'm looking forward to getting back in that series. It was just kind of a crazy fall with streaming. Just so many good series that came out at one time with Andor, Cobra Kai, Rings of Power, She-Hulk, so many great series. So I'm looking forward to get back into She-Hulk as things die down a little bit. Willow's coming out. I don't know if I'll do that on here on the channel or not. I haven't seen that film in forever. Maybe we'll do the film and the series. I'll kind of see. I'm not sure if we'll put that up on the channel or not, but plenty of Marvel series next year as well. Secret Invasion, I think, is early part of next year as well. Hopefully it doesn't overlap too much with Mandalorian, but as far as Marvel series, we'll be looking for that next year as well. And I'm hoping it's in the plans. If you're into Imagineering and theme parks, I'm planning to get off the grounds an Imagineering series, an ongoing one on the channel here after the first year. Different coaster, dark ride ideas, restaurants for theme parks, Disney, Universal around the world. So if you're into the kind of thing, hopefully you'll check that out as well. But thank you guys very much for joining me this, however many episodes you watched this season with me. If you just subscribed, I really appreciate it. And commenting. Looking forward to building a community here on people that enjoy the same things I do. Again, Marvel, Star Wars, these shows, theme parks, all of it. But I really appreciate you guys joining me. And until next time, I will see you in the future here on DizDad TV.